Welcome to That Guy Talks Movies. I'm that guy talking movies, and on this episode, we're going to talk about A Quiet Place. Day 1. Next. All right, welcome to That Guy Talks Movies. I am that guy talking movies, and on this episode, we're going to get into A Quiet Place, Day 1. This is the prequel to the Quiet Place series. We had 1 and 2, both directed by John Krasinski, starring Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, Djimon Hounsou, and we had Cillian Murphy in the second one. This is the one that takes place. This is Day 1. This is the backstory to what takes place with the aliens and how the whole world goes quiet. Now, before we get into it, though, really quick. If you are new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button below. I really appreciate that. It really does a lot, for the mental focus on this whole thing, all right? If you like hearing about movies and all those wonderful things, hit subscribe. To my loyal subscribers, to people who actually support, show love, leave comments, like the videos, much love. Let's get into it. Okay, so this one is directed by Michael Sarnowski this time instead of John Krasinski, who did the first ones. Now, quick backstory on A Quiet Place movies. I did not see any of the Quiet Place movies. And when I saw the trailer for A Quiet Place Day 1, I was intrigued. And I was like, I should see these movies. I want to see them. So in the last 2 days, I watched A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place 2. And I absolutely love these movies. And I understand why this franchise has been so successful. I hope that this is the last one. Like there's nothing else after this, because it will make a really nice 4K box set kind of thing. Just these 3 movies, this trilogy will work out really well. But I digress. Let's get into the actual film. So I overall think that the Quiet Place movies, this whole alien thing and them being, having to shut down the world, being quiet and you can't make noise, creates most of the tension for these movies outside of all the scenes where you've got the carnage going on with these aliens, yoking people up and bloodshed and all that stuff, right? But it's the whole tension of not being able to make noise and that whole thing going on that makes these movies work. Now, going into this particular one, this one stars Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn star in this movie. Also, Djimon Hounsou, who you recall was in the second one. He makes an appearance in this one as well. I was hoping for a bit more when it came to the overall story of the aliens. Now, let me say that the right way. I didn't want to know more about the aliens. One of the strengths of the Quiet Place movies is there's really nothing to the aliens, right? It's not like, they're going to take over. They want to take over. They want to wipe us out. There's something like that, right? It's almost as if they're not even bad when you really think of it from a certain perspective. It's not like this evil force that's coming, it's just this, future whatever species coming here to wipe us out. For all we know, they've been abandoned or, crash landed here, and this is where they're at, and they're just trying to survive because there's no indication of what their story is. They're not like really feeding on people. That's the other thing. I can't really discern whether or not they're just killing people, because of the sound. Again, these could just be like an alien species that essentially act like large insects that are just wiping out humanity, and they're attracted to sound, and that's their biggest thing. So I like that. What I wanted to see more of was, if it's Day 1, I wanted to see more of the world. I have it opened up a little bit more. This movie sticks with Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn's characters as they navigate through New York City, my city. And it's their struggle to survive and basically ultimately go to this one particular place, which I won't talk about. I'm not going to do any spoilers here, but the actual narrative here and the objective of, if you will, of the characters, and specifically Lupita's character, is kind of lame, but it is what it is. It's meant to invoke some sort of like nostalgia. If you're a New York person, you'll understand it, but could have been much better. But this is really a human thing here. Lupita's character is dealing with cancer here. She's like been preparing to die for a while. And, the rest of the world is like trying to survive. And she's kind of just already been preparing to die. So there's that. I really the thing here that grips you is the human story, the connection of people, the connection of strangers, the connection of New Yorkers or whatever city you're in, right? Bonding together, having to work together, finding common ground outside of race, religion, politics, and all that. That's really what is at the heart of this film. It's the humanity thing here, right? That's really at play. It's not so much a Quiet Place thing. That does happen. There's the aliens. There's a whole lot of scare scenes. It happens, but this is more about the humanity. I enjoyed it. I think the chemistry between Lupita Nyong'o and this guy worked out well. I was a little disappointed. He was kind of a really weak guy, and he's playing an English guy. But I don't know. I think he could have been a little bit stronger. But overall, it was pretty good. Yeah, I talked about the aliens. I did, one of the other things I wonder about the aliens, did they huddle around? Like, where did they go when they weren't hearing anything and they weren't like wreaking havoc on humanity? Like, did they huddle in one particular place? Did they have a particular meeting ground? Did they all just kind of like scatter all over the place? Did they operate in hordes? Were they individual? It just seemed kind of all over. But again, I like the mystery of that to a certain extent. It's good that we didn't need to get into that. And that's really it. I think it's a great flick. I think it's worth seeing in the movie theater. Yeah, I thought it was a little also strange that Lupita and Joseph Quinn's character were like the only two. I mean, there were other, for the most part, it seems like they're the only two left in New York City. And I just thought that was a little strange. I thought there'd probably be a whole bunch of other people struggling to get them, out of the city and evacuate, but that didn't happen. Anyway, I'm nitpicking. Really like the Quiet Place series. I'm looking forward to owning this set. I will definitely purchase it when it comes out. If you haven't seen Quiet Place in the theater, you should probably go see it. Shh. Okay. Don't make noise in the theater. Don't do any of that stuff. All right. I appreciate you watching the video. If you like it, hit that like button. When you see the movie, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Do you agree? Do you think it sucked? Do you like the whole series? Let me know. I want to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next That Guy Talks Movies. Shh.